Hey, folks, welcome to another episode of Cutter One. I am your host, Jay, just Jay, your resident troublemaker and your resident culture warrior. All right, so I came across this little article today, and I just thought it was interesting. As some of you may already know, the Golden Globes snubs and surprises Harry Styles, Tom Cruise, Jennifer Lawrence, The Rings of Power, and more. So I'm not going to go into the whole because they go into the whole history of the Golden Globes and the Hollywood Foreign Press Association and all the controversy that it's had recently. But needless to say, it's back. You know, the Golden Globes are going to be back. But sans a few people and few shows that most people thought would definitely be in there. So there's no Best Actor in a Drama nomination for Tom Cruise for Top Gun Maverick, which is kind of surprising. Um, but you know, uh, big big surprises in the movie actress category. No Danielle Deadweiler or Jennifer Lawrence. Well, okay, I got nothing to add there, or Will Smith. But this is the one that caught my attention right there. The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, is totally snubbed. When thinking about how the HFPA arrived at the decision to completely ignore Amazon's lavishly appointed and stirringly performed adaptation of J.R.R. Tolkien's Middle Earth, one is inexplicably reminded of a certain Shania Twain hit, quote, "So you spent almost $1 billion to mount the most expensive TV series ever made based on the globally beloved works of the pioneer in fantasy storytelling. That don't impress me much," unquote. Um, well, I don't know if I would say stirringly performed adaptation. I don't know, guys. Do you think it was stirringly performed? Again, and I've said this in an early video I did on Rings of Power. I don't think the acting in Rings of Power was particularly good. Some of it I would actually call crap, and some of it I think is just really bad acting. However, um, I don't necessarily hold the actors and or actresses accountable for that insofar as with a lot of them, like say in the case of Morford Clark or Ismael Cruz Cordova, or the other actors and actresses, a lot of them. I'm not familiar with other stuff that they've been in, so I don't know how their acting is on its own. I know that in Rings of Power, a lot of it comes off as not the best. And I personally, again, as somebody who has some filmmaking experience, believe that's because if you're given a shitty script, you can be the best actor on the planet. It's still going to come across as shitty because that's what you have to work with. Okay. You can polish a turd, but it's still a turd, right? So I think a lot of I've seen people criticize Morford Clark for her acting as Galadriel. And there may be some validity to it. I don't know. Like I said, I've always been, and I've said it on previous videos that I've done here. I'm reluctant to say that the actors are bad actors because, again, I'm not familiar with their work outside of Rings of Power. I haven't seen anything else that Morford Clark's been in, or the majority of the other main cast. So I can't say, but what I will say is within that show, within Rings of Power, it's less than stellar or less than stirring, as this article says, to the point where I'm not surprised the Rings of Power got totally snubbed in terms of acting and so on and so forth. But again, that could just be what they had to work with. That could be the storyteller, the story, and the script, and the script writers, and the showrunners. So I would say that I can't agree with the comment that Rings of Power was stirringly performed, because it wasn't on any by anyone's basis. I mean, unless you're just like simping for an actor or an actress. Other than that, you have to admit that the acting, regardless, in that show was less than stellar, definitely less than stirring. Okay. I'm a little surprised, that it didn't get picked up for any sort of, set design, or maybe if the visual effects category or something. That actually surprises me a little bit. But if there's other things out there that were better, then that's just the way it is. But yeah, I just thought I would mention that because it's not so much Tolkien related, but it is related to the Rings of Power show insofar as the first big award show to come up since the airing of season one, and he got nothing. It pulled a goose egg, came up with nothing. So it'll be interesting to see how it and the cast and crew do in terms of the awards season, in terms of nominations and potential winning of any awards. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But I just thought it was interesting that the first show of the award season and Lord of the Rings of Power, got snubbed, folks. Am I surprised? Nope. But we'll see how it goes. Anyway, let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Do you think maybe a visual effects, maybe a set design, costume design? Because we all know some of those costumes, look like spray painted armor and so on. I think I've been to Ren fairs where I've seen some better armor, literally, than that show. So I don't know about costume design, but I might be willing to say visual effects, or I might be willing to say set design. Maybe. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Until then, I will see you on the next one. Be good, be safe, be awesome. And if you like the video, like the video. If you feel like sharing the video, please feel free to do so to get the word out. If you have not subscribed already, I would hope that you would consider subscribing to the channel as we try to build this positive pro Tolkien community. And if you have subscribed and are returning, I appreciate you. You are awesome. And I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.